Hello, YouTube. It's your main man, BTM, and we're back with the XRP news updates. Currently, I'm looking for information about the ETF updates, but there is a lot more XRP news coming down the pipeline. So we'll get to that news update in a second. Just making sure everything's working. Had to restart my computer. Things were kind of crazy, but we are back live. So just setting some things up real quick before we switch over. And if you know, who's that? I think Brazil has already approved the ETFs, which is kind of weird. But let me know what you guys think about that. And the US ETF is coming shortly as well. But real quick, let's get to the sponsor before we get too far gone. So this is Caleb and Brown. Shout out to Caleb and Brown for sponsoring the BTM show. And they are a crypto um, brokerage to help you custody and get your crypto. I have 24-hour personal brokerage support trying to help you find the right links and the right crypto, and they are regulated, so you're not going to get, excuse me, hit with the pump and dumps and the scam tokens and the miscellaneous crypto that's popping up and disappearing and taking your money and draining your wallet and a lot of the other unforeseen things going on in the crypto wild west. So shout out to Caleb and Brown. Thanks for the partnership. And you can use my link in the description and use my code. I think you get 5% off the initial sign up. Moving forward, this is the XRP news. Don't forget to join the BTM Twitter page. So let's see what we got going. This is David Schwartz, and XRP will move all the money. So let me see if we can get that. Dang it. See if I can get the volume up. I got a couple of price predictions as well. See if we can pull the volume up just a little bit. See if you guys, what the freak, can hear me. Let's see.
Revolution in the physical delivery of goods with the shipping container, which changed globalization, started globalization. We had a revolution in the delivery of information with the internet. But what we don't know is, what is the TCP/IP of money? What is the shipping container of value? We don't know that yet. There's going to be one, though. That is a definite, and that's going to bring changes. And what I also want to get through is that one of those changes that I foresee and that I think is important is that the size of payments are going to shrink, drastically shrink. Many of you people here probably have a job and you probably get paid twice a month or every 2 weeks. Well, why is that? You probably pay bills once a month. Well, why is that? It's because payments are expensive and clunky. But if payments were cheap and simple, then those frequencies could go up. Money could be streamed at you while you're working. You could stream money to your landlord to pay for the place where you stay. Now, I know those sound dumb, and I'll be blunt. Yeah, they are. And I'll tell you, like, if we were talking about email in the late 90s and you said to me, like, what are people going to use email for? I probably could not have given you the examples that is on everyone probably here, probably has a cell phone, probably has email on it, and probably has hundreds of messages that look nothing like postal mail or the messaging that existed in the late 90s.
Yeah, I guess we'll keep moving because it's really low. It's a pretty good message. You can come to my page and check it out.
It's not a public government entity. It's government. So
So let's see
I
here.
think we got to educate people that the Federal Reserve is not a public government entity. It's a private entity owned by the robber barons that started this country, who manipulate the currency to their advantage. And that needs to be tackled. Again, I'm not the economic guru. I just know it's a problem. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the solution is, but it needs to be addressed. So I think we got to educate people that the Federal Reserve is not a public government entity. It's a private entity.
Will that end, you think?
So that is the new FBI director. Pitt, what you got on? Got a lot of conversation going on. We are back. We are. I think the computer froze at the end of the turbo video. So we're back live with XRP. I didn't think the market was going lower, but I was wrong. Time to start crying on my beer or buy the dip. Definitely buy the dip, Pip. Buy the dip. Ripple News XRP ETF approval this week. SEC meeting sparks speculation. So let me know what you guys think. This is for you, Pip. You're not the only one, right? Woke up this morning in mass panic. But at this point, all you can do is buy the dip, right? After the bloodbath, buy when the market is red. That's how you get your wealth, bro. Um, Only 2,500 XRP needed to be among the richest holders. We are the new 1% elite XRP holders. Let's see what this link takes us. And I'm actually pretty close. I might well go ahead and get these other 500 to get me to that elite. What do you guys think? At press time, trading dropped 12% price to 218. Meanwhile, XRP touched 208 earlier today, making a more significant 17% dip from the ultra day high of $2.50. While the price performance concerning, FAR believes XRP should be less worried about the price action. Significance of earliness in XRP by highlighting a small amount of tokens to rank among the wealthiest XRP. Uh, Pointed out that owning 2,505 tokens is enough to be among the top 10% of addresses holding XRP, notably the XRP 6.19 million wallets. Only 619,000 addresses hold 2,500 or more, suggests that the broader speculative XRP enthusiasts hold fewer than 2,500 tokens. Specifically, over 5 million wallets hold just 500 XRP or fewer. Interestingly, despite the overwhelming number of the cumulative holders, around 225 million tokens. So that's pretty interesting, actually. See if we can close that out. Currently, XRP is $2.20. So let me know what you guys are thinking. I was thinking of buying some more yesterday. Glad I waited. I actually bought some last night, but I was trying to make sure the dip was over. I might keep an eye on that as well. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. The 13 million XRP locked in AMM pools as XRP ledger liquidity grows. 13 million XRP locked in AMM pools as the liquidity grows. Liquidity within XRP ledger AMM pools 13 mil, reflecting the growth transaction across AMM on the network. Automatic market maker pools have been sourced of liquidity for XRP ledger decentralized, has been a steady ascent among growing demand. Data from XRP scans show the total amount of XRP within the pools have crossed 13 million. Growing 10 on XRPL DEX cushioning transactions and transaction activity also reflects user pools. The data shows the XRP pool within the XRPL AMM stands at 13.2, worth 30 million at the current market price. These numbers have been increasingly substantially over the past months amidst renewed interest in liquidity provisions. The number of AMM pools have surged drastically, particularly coinciding with XRP's impressive price performance. Currently, there are 18,000 active AMM pools on Ledger and 17,000 total. Okay. XRP is manipulated. We need to know. XRP holders impacts all of us.
Going on here. We're going to talk about it. And I want to tell you that this is not something you should get caught up in. So don't let.
Before we get to Austin, what is this? XRP might hit $1.90 to 207, waiting on those price targets. If they hit $1.90, I'm scooping up much up as I can, trying to get over that 2,500 mark. It's almost like $600. Or it goes down to 2 again. But I thought the market picked back up. I don't know. Let's check the bubbles real quick. And then we got a couple of price predictions to look at. Let's see. Is the market back down? Wow. Radium is going down, bro. At least peanuts up. Looking for XRP. XRP is down 12% to $1.13. I guess you're right, Pip. We should wait just to make sure it doesn't go down a little more. XLM is down 10%. And where's this? XC. There we go. XC Oxy coin. XCN is down. Look at the week of the dang it. Look at the week. Okay. XCN is down 11% on the day. XRP is down 9% to, oh wow, it is 212. 220, according to Live Coin Watch. XRP investors are betting on, what is this? Mutual finance and staking up the market and growing groundbreaking lending model. The project has attracted 1.3 million investments. 2,500 holders recently launched a pre-sale phase 2. Why are they always trying to sell you on something third party? Who cares about Mountain Finance pre-sales, right? That was a XRP price prediction, what to watch for the year. This is Forbes. Forbes is saying, where are the numbers, ladies and gentlemen? And there are no numbers here. Interesting. XRP price prediction. Mainstream financial integration. XRP cross-border solution gains traction among lending banks, payment platforms, and remit providers. Recurrent transaction volume could make XRP an essential liquidity tool. A decisive legal victory or regulatory framework that affirms XRP is not a security could lead to listing on U.S. exchanges, potentially attracting new retail and institutional investors. Regulatory setbacks could be bearish. Competitive pressure. I don't know what stablecoin could be pressuring XRP, but this is interesting. The trajectory may fall somewhat between these extremes, even moderate positive resolution. Regulators issue a handful of successful implementations of cross-border payments, digital currency, and substantial boost XRP's presence. A sequence of unfavorable legal outcomes or missed opportunities in the face of rising competition may see XRP struggle to recapture past highs. Well, this is a very bullish article, and there's no freaking numbers in here. That was an utter waste of time. Who is this? Forbes. Thanks for being on the fence, Forbes. We appreciate that. Bullish crypto bet loses 1.3 billion as Bitcoin fumbles under 85K, XRP down 14%. Yeah, these guys just be throwing out headlines. There's no freaking relative article here. So let's get back to Austin, see what he's talking about.
Your fear, don't let your panic, don't let your emotions take over and sell your XRP because you think that the crypto market is crashing. It is not crashing. This is one of the most blatant market manipulation scenarios that we have playing out. This is something, by the way, market manipulation like this has been going on, but I think that this is a coordinated attack for a couple of key reasons I'm going to explain to you why, and that they have leaked, air quotes, leaked the information to run even more people out of crypto. That's what we're going to talk about. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. If you're watching this over on X, please hit that follow button up there. It's free to do all that, and that way you follow my content. Okay, so here's what's going on. Look, and this pisses me off to say to put it bluntly. The crypto market's down 7%, 2,850,000,000,000. More than $150 billion of market capitalization has been wiped out in the last 24 hours because of this market manipulation. We've got Bitcoin below 87,000 now, 86.9. Ethereum down 10%. And guys, as a crypto holder, this I'm trying to keep this a G-rated show. Okay, this is yeah, pissing me off. It's and more than that. Okay, XRP down 10%. I know we're here to talk about XRP, but you can see it across the board. Solana 11, Dogecoin 10, so forth and so on. Everything is bleeding red. Here is why this is happening. I want you to pay attention to a couple of key words in this. Crypto market turmoil wipes out 1,340,000,000 in liquidations. Number one keyword I want you to pay attention to over 24 hours, with 1,240,000,000 of that number being wiped out from long positions. So two key things there: liquidations, long positions. Okay. So let me explain to you what that means. If you don't, here's what it is real quickly. So in crypto, or you can do this in stocks too, but in crypto, there's this thing called leverage. Okay. There's also futures contracts, but there's leverage. And the easy way to think about it is, let's say you wanted to buy $1,000. You wanted to say, here's $1,000. And you go do this on exchanges, by the way. That's another key component. You say, here's $1,000 and I want to do a 10x leverage. It means you're putting up $1,000 and you're saying, I want to go long. When you say you're going to go long, you're putting your money down and you're saying, I'm want the price of Bitcoin to go up. Okay. And if it goes up and hits a certain price that you denote, it pays you, and it pays you 10x, $10,000. Okay. That's leverage. Okay. And the long positions incorporate that leverage component. And so what happens at the exchanges is they see too many long positions lining up. They don't like it. They want to flush out the market. So how do they do that? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, things of that nature. There herein lies the market manipulation. Remember this, right? Liquidations in long positions over $1 billion. By the way, number's way bigger now. Okay. This is what's been going on. Breaking. Binance keeps selling huge amounts of ETH and SOL through market maker Wintermute. Big market makers are selling to liquidate longs. Okay. So what does this mean? And by the way, this is happening to XRP. I know this says Ethereum and Solana. It's happening across the board, and it's created a pervasive, uh, think of it as a rock thrown into a pond, right? It just ripples. The ripples just go out and out and out. Well, I think that number one, big exchanges have been doing this forever. They would dump large blocks of any given crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, whatever it is, They would dump it like this. It's just that now it's out.
See if we can find this video on Twitter. But in the meantime, let's check on the White House greenlighting the XRP.
The rumors are true. XRP could be on the verge of a game-changing moment. We've already seen Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs hit the market, bringing in billions of dollars from institutional investors. But now all eyes are on XRP. There's speculation that the White House could be influencing crypto regulations in ways we don't fully understand yet. Some believe that XRP's legal clarity after the SEC case has put it in the perfect position for an ETF approval. And if the government is quietly giving the green light, this could be the moment that pushes XRP into a whole new level of mainstream adoption. But is this just speculation, or are there real signs that an XRP ETF is coming? And more importantly, if it does happen, how high could XRP go? Let's break it all down. An XRP ETF would be a complete game changer, not just for Ripple, but for the entire crypto market. We've already seen what happened when Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs were approved. Billions of dollars flooded in from institutional investors, pushing prices higher and giving crypto more legitimacy than ever before. Now imagine that XRP. An ETF would mean that big financial institutions, banks, hedge funds, and even retirement funds could start investing in XRP without having to buy and store it themselves. That kind of institutional money could push XRP's price to levels we haven't seen before. But what makes XRP even more interesting is that it has something Bitcoin and Ethereum don't. Legal clarity. The SEC's lawsuit against Ripple ended with a ruling that XRP is not a security, meaning it already has a level of regulatory approval that could make an ETF approval much easier. So if the government and regulators are looking for the next big crypto ETF, XRP might be the most logical choice. But is there actual proof that the White House is involved? And are they really pushing for an XRP ETF behind closed doors? Let's take a look at the clues. The White House has been paying more attention to crypto than ever before. And that's not a coincidence. Over the past year, government officials have been discussing digital assets, regulations, and the role of cryptocurrencies in the financial system. We've seen executive orders calling for clearer rules on crypto, and behind closed doors, there are rumors that certain assets like XRP are being closely watched. The Biden administration has already acknowledged that blockchain technology is here to stay, and there's been a push to regulate it in a way that benefits institutional investors. But here's where things get interesting. Ripple has been meeting with key government figures for years. Their executives have had discussions with US lawmakers, the Federal Reserve, and even central banks around the world. Some believe that Ripple's technology is being positioned to play a role in the future of digital payments, especially with the rise of central bank digital currencies. If that's true, then approving an XRP ETF wouldn't just be a regulatory decision, it would be a strategic move to integrate XRP into the larger financial system. But is there actual evidence that an XRP ETF is in the works? Let's break down the clues that suggest it might be closer than we think. There are several signs that point to an XRP ETF being closer than most people realize. First, let's talk about BlackRock and Fidelity, two of the biggest financial giants in the world. Both companies have been aggressively pushing for crypto ETFs, and after successfully launching Bitcoin ETFs, they've been looking at other assets. BlackRock has already hinted at expanding beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum, and given XRP's legal clarity, it could be a prime candidate. Then there's Ripple itself. The company has been quietly expanding its partnerships with major financial institutions and even central banks. Ripple has also been hiring former government officials, including people who used to work at the SEC, which raises an important question. Why would these former regulators join Ripple unless they believed XRP had a future within the regulated financial system? And let's not forget the timing. The crypto market is entering a new phase with increasing regulatory acceptance and growing institutional interest. With Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs already live, it makes sense that the next major crypto ETF could be XRP. But how soon could it happen? And what steps does XRP need to go through before an ETF becomes a reality? Let's break it down. The process of getting an ETF approved isn't simple, but XRP might already be ahead of the game. First, a major financial institution like BlackRock, Fidelity, or another asset manager would need to file an application with the SEC to launch an XRP ETF. This application would go through multiple stages, including reviews, public comments, and potential legal challenges. But here's where XRP has an advantage. Unlike other cryptocurrencies that still face regulatory uncertainty, XRP has already been ruled not a security by a US court. That means one of the biggest roadblocks to an ETF securities classification has already been cleared. The next key factor is the SEC itself. Right now, the agency is under pressure after losing parts of its case against Ripple. If the SEC continues approving crypto ETFs, it may have no choice but to allow an XRP ETF, especially if major institutions push for it. On top of that, the upcoming US elections could play a role. If a more crypto-friendly administration takes over, we could see faster approvals and even clearer regulations, making an XRP ETF more likely than ever. So the real question is, how soon could this happen? While it's impossible to say for sure, many analysts believe that 2024 or 2025 could be the timeframe to watch. With BlackRock, Fidelity, and other institutions exploring new crypto ETFs, the next few months could be critical. But if an XRP ETF does get approved, what happens next? Let's talk about the potential impact on XRP's price and the entire crypto market. If an XRP ETF gets approved, the impact could be massive, not just for XRP holders, but for the entire crypto market. We've already seen what happened with Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. As soon as they were approved, billions of dollars started flowing in from institutional investors, pushing prices higher and increasing mainstream adoption. Now, imagine that happening with XRP. An ETF would mean that pension funds, hedge funds, and big financial institutions could invest in XRP easily without having to buy and store it themselves. That kind of demand could drive XRP's price to levels we haven't seen before. But it's not just about price. An XRP ETF would also give Ripple and its technology more legitimacy in the financial world. It would show that XRP isn't just another cryptocurrency, it's a regulated asset that institutions can safely invest in. This could open the door for even more partnerships between Ripple and banks, central banks, and payment networks. Some experts believe that an ETF approval could be the final step before XRP is integrated into the global financial system as a bridge asset for cross-border payments. Of course, there's always the possibility that the SEC or other regulators could slow things down. But the momentum is building, and with more institutions pushing for crypto adoption, it feels like an XRP ETF is becoming more of a when, not if. So now the question is, are you ready for what's coming? Because if this happens, it could change everything. Do you think an XRP ETF is coming soon? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to stay ahead of all the biggest XRP updates, make sure to subscribe, because this is just the beginning.
Yes, we definitely agree that there is a ETF for XRP coming soon. I'm just trying to find, this will save US though. I'm just trying to find where that information is. Trying to find actual somebody mentioning it. That's not what I was looking for. But this is banks partnering with uh XRP. It's my main man, money maker Ali. Ali V. Let's see what he has to say.
It
Got
ain't
a
no
lot
joke. It's the roller coaster of
to
the crypto market
report
continues.
today.
Massive volatility up and down. What's happening? Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers, plus a partnership for Ripple with a massive bank. We'll talk about that as well. It's kind of, pushed to the side with all the craziness of the markets. But as you can see right here, the market has gone red.
So let me know if you guys can hear this in the comments.
Especially Bitcoin is getting hit today significantly down to 87,000. Bitcoin had been holding very nicely while altcoins had been, dropping down, and now Bitcoin has joined the quote unquote party, right? XRP down today 9.8%. If we take a look though, XRP made a nice comeback. It was actually down around 10% GMT from GMT time, right? So you can see here XRP is up around 8% from the low. And you can even see some assets here that are in the green. Solana that went into the green, right? But still, you know, if you zoom out and you look at the 4-hour chart, we're still down significantly over the past 24 hours, but it did recuperate a little bit. So, you know, still big volatility. Like I said, XRP up around 8%, and Bitcoin under 88,000, under 90,000, dipped all the way down to 86,000. But Bitcoin as well has been able to recuperate about 2% from the low. So you can see how much more, for example, XRP came back, but XRP had fallen significantly more. And we can see here the 226 area for XRP was a support, and now it's a resistance area. So it will be interesting to see what happens with the market. I know that a lot of people are coming out already and screaming, OMG, it's the end of the world. But if you've been watching the channel for a while, I take a cool, calm, and collected approach to things. And I'm riding the wave. I'm, you know, trading a little bit here and there, and seeing if I can take advantage of some dips. And it will be interesting to see where the market goes from here. Of course, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I don't know if the market is going to go up, down, sideways. I'll never tell you to buy, to sell, or to hold, because I don't know what's going to happen. You know, Trump can say something. The market is very, very weird right now. And, you know, we have stocks that are also falling, like trade war is officially back. So if we go and we look at the S&P 500, it's down today also. The NASDAQ is taking a little bit more of a hit than the S&P 500, right? You can see here the NASDAQ, but also has recuperated over the past few hours, right? So it's a lot lower. It has been coming back, the stock market as well. And if we look at the VIX, which is the fear index, you can see it jumped all the way over 21, and now it's coming back down under 20. Under 20 is in the teens is considered okay. Although if you go to the fear and greed index on CNN Business, it will tell you that we're in extreme fear. So it's funny, right? The indicator of fear and greed index, how they calculate it is telling them extreme fear, but the VIX is telling us fear, but not crazy fear, right? Anything under 20, again, is considered okay. Anything above that, 20, 25, 30-ish is considered very, very fearful. Back in August, we even had it jump up to 65. So that's the current situation with crypto, with stocks. The US dollar is falling like the trade war is over. Right? Crypto is falling like the bear market just started, when we should be in the beginning of the parabolic movement of the cycle. Treasury yields are falling like rate cuts are back. We'll get to that in just a second. And oil prices are falling like we're entering a recession. Gold is falling like we're on track for a soft landing. This is simply a rush to the sidelines. People freaking out a little bit. Lots of liquidations that happen here. If you look at the liquidation map, 1.6 billion with a B liquidated over the last 24 hours, 754 million liquidated on Bitcoin, 700 on long, 50 million on the short. XRP, not that much relevant to the others. 64 million on the long, 56 million on the long, about 8.5 million on the short. So both ways, but almost 400,000 traders were liquidated. So a lot of volatilities, both to the long and to the short, got liquidated here. You can see for the most part, though, on the long, right, 1.43 billion liquidated on long. And if you're saying to yourself, if you didn't see the video in the morning, the numbers are up because Bybit has changed how they are reporting to be more accurate. And so the numbers are a lot higher than they used to be. I'm sure if we would have gotten the same numbers back in the day, we would have had similar liquidation. So it will be interesting to see where we play out this week. It's very, very confusing, the market. I don't remember a market that I was so confused. I've been in markets that were dropping and I understood why they were dropping, and I've been in markets that were pumping and I understood why they're pumping. But this market, some days it feels bullish, some days it feels feels bearish, and it's kind of confusing. You know, Robert Kiyosaki said that he thinks that the greatest crash of all time is going to come in February. February is almost over. You know, it hasn't been the greatest month for crypto, but you know, interesting. I think it's like the worst month for Ethereum, yeah, all time. So even in bear years, it had better months than in February. So you know, it's a very tricky situation, and then you have people like Eric Trump tweeting out "buy the dips" with the Bitcoin symbol, and you also had um, Michael Saylor as well tweeting that out. Of course, Michael Saylor wants that to go. But interestingly, it was a few weeks ago, I think, we talked about this, how the QQQ, when it was created, so that is the index fund for the NASDAQ, when it was created, it had a top 54 weeks after the ETF launched. And Bitcoin so far topped at 54 weeks after the ETF launched as well. So this is a very interesting scenario that happens in both times. And so this is, again, that we're talking about the top. We're not talking about where we are right now, but it will be interesting to see where the market goes from here. You know, people are already screaming, you know, Bitcoin to 70,000. We'll see if that happens. You know, I'm still, there is still the gap that was never closed, if you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I mean, right? There was a gap here a few months ago in November that we jumped from 77,000 all the way up to 81,000. And historically, Bitcoin has always closed the gaps since a while back. I think since March, it had closed every single gaps. And it's been already a few months and it hasn't closed the gap. Are we, you know, looking to close the gap right now? That's going to be interesting to see if that will eventually happen. Again, I don't know if it's going to happen, but this was something that was concerning to me, you know, especially when we were pulling down here, when we topped out at 108,000 and then we were pulling back. I said, oh, there's a possibility. Well, now we're closer to that possibility and we'll see if it plays out or not. Interesting tweet here from CZ. He on December 17, 2020, he tweeted out this: waiting for the new headline, Bitcoin crashes from 101,000 to 85,000, save the tweet. And now he wrote, waiting for the new headline, Bitcoin crashes from 1,001,000 to 985,000. We'll see if that happens. It might take 4 or 5 years like this tweet took, but this is how the market is, and this is how people react to things, and it's understandable. The people, especially that are new to the market, are not used to the volatility, and when things get a little bit crazy, they, you know, freak out, and it's normal, and I understand it, and it's part of the game. The more experience you get, the more easy it will be to ride the wave a little bit with this. You don't want to know how much my stock portfolio and my crypto portfolio were down today at a certain point. But they both have recovered very nicely. Let's just say that in some places I could buy a house with, with the numbers that were down. I saw Alex Becker tweeted out that on one portfolio he was down $27 million today. So you know, it's all relevant. There, you know, someone got liquidated here for $40 million on HTX, right? A liquidation, right? A liquidation trade that got liquidated. So yes, I know that for every single person, it has their own finance, and some people $1 million is nothing. To some people, $100 is a lot, right? So it all depends on your current situation, and I truly understand the crazy volatility and the how people, you know, are freaking out. But you know, this is something that is true. I don't try not to look at the numbers. I know I look today, but I try not to look at the numbers. I've told you guys this before, because when you look at the numbers and let's say, I don't know, your portfolio is down $5,000, right? Your portfolio is down $5,000, and then you say to yourself,
Yeah, I can definitely tell you, don't stare at the numbers all day, every day. What up, Jay Ross? Sooner than you think. Yeah, XRP is about to explode. I'm telling you, once these ETFs get approved, which is happening quick because Brazil is already on the hunt. I think Japan's running, and who is that? Canada. So we got to get going and get these approved before we are literally priced out of the market. So let me know what you guys think about that as well. I'll get back to this video because I want to get to this video from Working Money Channel. So I want to make sure we get that video in as well. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you think the ETFs are going to be approved sooner than later? Oh, this guy says the decision on the 27th, that's Friday, to drop the case against uh, the
Welcome back,
SEC. We'll
ladies and
put him in the mix, and we'll get back to uh Iveen. See what he's saying about
Oh my
this.
God, my portfolio is down $5,000. Why didn't I sell? That's what I make in a month. Okay, just for example. But when your portfolio is up $5,000, you're not saying, "Ooh, that's what I made in a month." No, you're saying to yourself, "Ah, I'm going to make more." Right? $5,000 is nothing. I want 50,000. I want $100,000, and it's okay. That's healthy. But the thing is that the amount of depression we get from when things are crashing or going down is 4 times stronger than the elation that we get when things are going up. So I try not to look at the numbers because famously, once I showed my wife, I think it was like it was a few years back, a $50,000 day, right? And she was like, "Well, what can I do with that?" It was a stock then that went up, and I was like, well, we're going to reinvest it, right? And she's okay, so don't bother me with this. It doesn't matter the number, as long as you're not actually selling and you're not doing anything with it other than investing. So it will be interesting to see what the markets do from here. And some people are talking that it could be that this is what Trump wanted. Market now pushing Fed to restart cuts, even as Trump imposes tariffs on most trading counterparts. It doesn't seem like the Fed is going to reduce interest rates. We're still at 96%, 3 weeks out of the Fed meeting that they will keep interest rates where they are. We do have tomorrow, on Thursday, we have initial jobless claims and GDP that is coming out. And on Friday, we have the PCE index. So those are things that we need to watch and see what is happening from there. Now, we did get a very interesting partnership for Ripple. Deca Bank is rolling out crypto trading and custody services for institutions built on Ripple custody, a clear sign of growing demand for institutional grade crypto custody solutions. And so Deca Bank is a massive bank in Germany with over $85 billion according to 2023. So it's probably higher than that now in euros. And so this is a massive bank, a massive partnership here for Ripple, and it will be interesting to see as we get more and more banks partnering with Ripple using XRP. Of course, that will be amazing for XRP. Now we just need to see if actually the price of XRP will follow suit and will go up. And again, that I don't know if it's going to happen. Sometimes good news affects the crypto market, affects XRP, affects his Bitcoin, and things go up. And sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes bad news drops the market, and sometimes no news drops the market like today, where really the news of the tariffs were last night, but most of the pullbacks, actually, it did pull back today as well, but it was like a double whammy with yesterday. But again, the tariffs were something that we knew that was coming. It wasn't a surprise. It wasn't really bad news, right? But it just freaked out the market. So it will be interesting to see how all of this plays out. Like I said, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Remember, I'll never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or to send me any money. Those are scammers. Be very, very careful. Don't click on any links offering free airdrops or free NFTs or new token or anything like that on Twitter. That's 99.99% a scam. Just be very, very careful out there. Okay. Thank you for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Think positive and positive things will happen.
Ali, and think positive. So, J. Ross, yes, sir. And the link is about XRP. Okay. I wasn't sure what you mean there, but you are right. And hopefully we'll get these ETFs approved sooner than possible. Okay, so this is the one I was watching earlier where we could barely hear the importance of the real world asset for XRP, or what XRP really is. So let me get back to that. Hopefully it is here and you can actually hear it this time. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And super
gold, only it's virtual and digital.
Or in the Federal Reserve itself, in terms of the system. What do you think of that idea? I don't think that's how people think about it. I mean, it's so, people use Bitcoin as a speculative asset, right? It's like gold. It's just like gold, only it's virtual. It's digital. People are not using it as a form of payment or as a store of value. It's highly volatile. It's not a competitor for the dollar. It's really a competitor for gold. That's really how I think of it.
So, I mean, not completely in a positive context, but, he's comparing Bitcoin to, well, the dollar, but also comparing it to gold. It's an asset that you hold, only it's virtual, it's digital. So I think, even though he's trying to explain that you don't use Bitcoin for payments, I'm sure this is going to get maximalists very, very upset. You can hold Bitcoin, at least that's what he's intimating. You can hold it as a hedge and perhaps as an alternative asset that will grow in value down the road. This is all supporting this this narrative coming into this Trump administration that cryptocurrency is going to find its place in the new financial system. So Subjective Views posted this: Citadel will be providing liquidity for crypto. Now, Citadel, guys, if you don't know, is a big institutional grade company, and their securities arm just plotted a jump into crypto trading after Trump's embrace. So Citadel is now on board. Ken Griffin's market making giant Citadel Securities is looking to become a liquidity provider for cryptocurrencies, betting President Donald Trump's embrace of the industry will usher in a boom for the asset class. So everybody seems to be doubling down on this. In this morning's video, we talked a little bit about the HBAR, the brand new HBAR ETF that is being filed. If you guys didn't catch this morning's video, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. So it's a clear pivot from the firm's previous cautious stance on crypto. Citadel Securities has had a limited presence in crypto trading, having steered clear of exchanges frequented by retail investors due to the lack of regulations around in the United States. But now, guys, they're doubling down because they realize that the narrative is quickly changing. The firm aims to get added to the roster of market makers on various exchanges, including those run by Coinbase Global, Binance, and Crypto.com, according to people familiar with the matter. Once the firm is approved on exchanges, it initially plans to set up market-making teams outside the United States, the people said, asking not to be identified as their plans aren't public yet. The extent of the push and Citadel's desire could change based on how the new regulations roll out. But guys, they are I guess they sound fairly committed to change their whole playbook when these regulations do roll out. And I mean, there's so many other factors involved, but all signs are pointing to positive. New government, positive on crypto. Everybody wants to get a piece of the action, and I mean, the technology is just better. Why stifle innovation if you do have a good technology in it, and if it can be.
So I just ran across a quick update. Wanted to share with you guys from Twitter. Don't forget to sign up for the BTM page. And this is former U.S. SEC Enforcement Chief John discloses signs intimate Ripple appeal. So this is filed last week, actually, so it's not new. Unopposed motion to voluntarily dismiss the appeal. So we'll see how long that takes to go through. But the rush is to get these ETFs out and in the market ASAP before the rest of the world has them and the US misses out. So let me know what you guys think about that. We'll get back to the video.
Regulated in a responsible way, right? So it says here that Citadel stayed away from major crypto major crypto.
Yeah, Jay, it is the 19th, which is weird. But I guess it takes a while for things to process through the legal system. We will see if he is right, if it does get dismissed by Friday.
Changes in retail traders after the collapse of Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX in 2022. So, a lot of these companies did get spooked after that. But now, guys, creating some certainty and serve institutional clients, Citadel Securities teamed up with brokerage firms including Charles Schwab and Fidelity to form an institutional-only crypto exchange that mirrored the way assets are held and settled in stock and bond markets. That venue, EDX Markets, went live in 2023 and offers trading in crypto products only for institutional investors. So staying away from the retail and focusing only on the smart money, traditional investors, clients that they trust. So the financial industry is gearing up for more activity in the digital asset space, of course. As a candidate, Trump pledged to take the U.S. to the crypto capital or consider them the crypto capital of the planet. And since taking power, he has sought to overhaul rules that chilled activity over President Joe Biden. And we are seeing this change, guys. We're seeing it happen very quickly, too. I mean, in comparison to how slowly we were just kind of dragging through 2020, 21, 22, 23, and now finally we see the light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully this means that we're going to see more price discovery too for some of these cryptos that will solve problems once they do kind of scale. And I feel like a lot of these companies are already ready to scale up. I mean, a lot of them have already partnered with many companies around the world. For example, these crypto probes in the US prompted companies to look towards other financial hubs, including Dubai, Singapore, and Hong Kong. Jump and Jane Street continued market making in crypto, though on a smaller scale. So there have been some companies that are already doing this, but it is very interesting now to see that the bigger ones are going to come on board, even if it is only in an institutional capacity, even if they're ignoring retail altogether. This still bodes well for the entire crypto industry. I mean, right now, we see prices drop, prices go up, market moves, very volatile still. Fear and greed is still in 29. And this is because there's still a lot of uncertainty. Part of it is because there's still a lot of uncertainty. But guys, it's going to get sorted out. Our cryptocurrencies are going to do well if you have been strategic, if you've diversified. For more information on what I'm doing this bull run, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It's where I'm opening up my portfolio, keeping all my Patreon subscribers apprised of what I'm doing, telling them my targets, letting them know when I'm selling in real time, pretty much putting out a post, an update within, let's say 10 minutes of me actually trading out. But I think the important thing is I'm going to be letting my Patreon subscribers know what my plan is before I actually sell out. So you will know prices before it actually occurs and not after the fact, like some of these traders. Anyway, gonna keep moving along. Because we also got some great Ripple partner news here. Ria Money Transfer announced that they are partnering with EcoBank in Uganda. This courtesy of Wrath of Kahneman, guys. EcoBank Uganda has formed a strategic partnership with Ria Money, a renowned global leader in cross-border remittance services. This partnership will significantly improve remittance options across Uganda, allowing customers to receive funds directly into their EcoBank account. So another African entity here, working to expand usership in Uganda. Both account holders and non-account holders will also have the option to collect cash transfers promptly at the EcoBank branch. Commenting on this partnership, Grace Musila Mulisa, managing account director at EcoBank Uganda, said there is a growing need to provide seamless financial solutions to Africans in the diaspora. We are excited to collaborate with Ria Money Transfer to enhance the security and efficiency of remittances serving all.
So shout out to Uganda. Jay Ross, 3 to 5 business days, looking forward to tomorrow. I just ran across another article. Don't forget to sign up for the Black Tiger Miner Twitter page. Trying to see if I updated this merch store to the right merch store. This is the wrong merch store. Need to upgrade that as well. Yes. So this is saying this is the meeting. XRP's mentioned for Thursday's Sunshine meeting. And you can see here self-regulation, organization statement for terms of substance and proposed rule change. Postpone rule change to list and trade shares of Bitwise XRP ETF based commodity trust shares. The text of the proposed rule change is also available on the exchange website. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments as well. Looks like we're going to hear something Thursday. What's today? Tuesday? So between Thursday and Friday, there should be some very bullish news for XRP. And let's finish this video.
Ugandans. So very positive news there for Ugandan people looking to manage their money efficiently, leveraging RIA money. That has been a Ripple partner for quite a while. So great news there. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. GA Spark here, guys, posting this, a repost from the Good Morning Crypto Show, one of their podcasts where they had Morgan Creek Digital's Mark Yusko discussing how, these real world utility coins are going to make a difference, specifically mentioning XRP. And the reason I'm bringing this to you guys is, context for later on. Listen to this.
The one piece of legislation that is likely to happen. The other stuff, there's a lot of talk that they'll expand beyond just Bitcoin to now, XRP and Cardano and Hedera. And look, those founders have been buddying up to the administration and to Eric, and I think Eric's driving a lot of this, his son. So we'll see. But the case for the strategic Bitcoin reserve, because Bitcoin is digital gold, everything else has different roles. Something that could happen, I don't know if it'll happen the first 100 days, Abs, but there's some talk. This will make the XRP people really happy. There is some talk that XRP could be utilized and or ordered to be used for a central bank digital currency or as the base.
Pip, what is this 5090 you're talking about? Did you order the 5090 yet? What are you talking about? Let me see. Oh, a GPU? Definitely not. Definitely not. Oh, wow, only 2000? Definitely not. But I do have some old GPUs lying around. I'll probably sell. I might go ahead and scoop that one up if I make to sell the rest of these.
Layer for national banking. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but that's one that if that does happen, that changes things.
Yes, it certainly does change things quite a bit. So this is an older clip, but I thought I'd bring it to you guys because he does mention that XRP could be used as that base layer for national banking. National banking or international banking. He's talking about using XRP in a US context. But guys, look at the news we just got from the ECB. So this is the central bank in Europe. The European Central Bank is set to launch a unified payment system powered by blockchain to enable financial institutions to settle transactions using central bank money. This courtesy of Michael Branch. So this is what's happening now. The European Central Bank is gearing up for a major financial transformation with plans to roll out their unified payment system. This is powered by blockchain. The ECB aims to establish this system to enable financial institutions to settle transactions using central bank money, referring to the central bank digital currency or CBDCs. So we know, Ripple has worked on CBDCs. They've done tons of pilot projects. They've even worked with, I believe it's, who was it? It was the BIS, the Bank for International Settlements, on a project to kind of, toy with the idea of using CBDCs or central bank digital currencies in different countries. To achieve this goal, though, the ECB has outlined a two-track approach for integrating blockchain into its payment infrastructure. According to the ECB, the first track involves the development and implementation of an interoperability link between blockchain-based transactions and target services, the existing European real-time gross settlement system. This would allow financial institutions to settle transactions in central bank money using distributed ledger technology, so DLT tech. The second track focuses on a more integrated long-term solution for settling DLT-based transactions directly in central bank money. So looking to settle the central bank money using DLT specifically, but then the other one, guys, a long-term solution for settling DLT-based transactions directly in central bank money. So the ECB said this broader initiative will extend beyond the Eurozone and include international financial operations such as foreign exchange settlements. So obviously, you can't just think of your own backyard. You got to think how are these How are these settlements going to happen internationally too? And are other countries integrated so that everything is seamless and interoperable? The bank explained that the primary goal of this upcoming system is to strengthen the European financial economy against external influences while fostering innovation in digital payments. And they did speak out against the U.S. growing stablecoin adoption. So stablecoins obviously now are kind of front and center when it comes to the United States specifically. They talk about President Donald Trump's administration and how stablecoins are favorable for their administration instead of a CBDC. European regulators are increasingly concerned that the expansion of U.S. dollar-backed stablecoins could further entrench American dominance. Of course, that's what Donald Trump wants. Maybe the rest of the world isn't terribly interested, but this gives the world options. If they want to use a U.S. denominated stablecoin, well, there's going to have to be a more creative way, I guess, to try to force people to use the U.S. dollar because this technology now is becoming so widespread. We are seeing, all these different countries and central banks around the world choosing a different approach. And so, part of this is through regulation. Like we know that Europe is regulated through the MiCA regulation. This framework aims to provide a comprehensive set of rules for digital asset issuance, trading, and services, ensuring customer protection, market integrity, and transparency. Under MiCA, crypto companies operating in the EU must obtain proper licensing. And so this is how it goes, guys. They are starting the adoption, and they are saying now the unified payment system. Yes, the one that Augustin Carstens was talking about several months ago, that is now being launched. They're saying it's going to counter US dollar dominance. But guys, I wanted to show you this as well. Okay, the ECB says no to Bitcoin, but yes to XRP and blockchain in banking. So essentially, they're already, and I mean, this has been documented several times. For those of you guys who did not know, I wanted to bring this up though. The European Central Bank has made its position on Bitcoin abundantly clear. President Christine Lagarde has outright rejected Bitcoin's inclusion in EU reserves, citing its volatility, security issues, so on and so forth. But XRP could be the crypto cross-border payment solution that they have been waiting for. Lagarde's remarks have set the tone. Okay, so the ECB is not about to embrace Bitcoin. This stance is not surprising. But will they embrace XRP? Well, they haven't said it flat out. But, all signs are pointing to, it's the banker's coin. Ripple's already partnered with all these central banks. Why wouldn't they? When it comes to cross-border payments, XRP is a clear advantage in speed and cost. Unlike Bitcoin, which is often slow and expensive, XRP transactions are completed in seconds at minimal cost. This efficiency makes XRP appealing to financial institutions and businesses engaging in international trade. So here we go, right? There are so many arguments to suggest that Ripple and XRP are going to be the ones, on top of which, remember back in 2019 here, synchronized cross-border payments when the ECB did work with the Bank of Japan on their Stella project, a joint research project for the European Central Bank and the Bank of Japan. And right down here, guys, section 2.1.2, selected private sector initiatives. And remember, this again was back from 2019, so the names were different at that time. Since then, Ripple has rebranded. But at that time, Ripple had.
No worries, Pip. Once I get some profit from crypto, I'll have to look at grabbing a new GPU. Hopefully, by then, availability will have improved too. Not 5090. Crazy money, perhaps a 5070 Ti. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a wave of GPUs rolling back into the market. It's kind of hard now to mine with GPUs. I pretty much switched over to ASICs and probably selling some more of my GPUs. I got to test them to see if they're working first. But at some point, I'll definitely check out that 5090 or maybe a 5070. But yeah, GPU mining isn't as profitable. The ASICs pretty much took over. So we'll see. But at the 1 hour mark, let me finish this. Actually, let me click to this video. Let's see what this guy's talking about. And we'll shut it down for the day. February 27th could be the decision to drop the case, which is Friday. I think it's what we did mention Jay Ross. Let me get back to that.
Gentlemen, today we are going to be talking about the one and only XRP, which is a topic, in fact, the front and center topic of the next Sunshine Act meeting. that, of course, is conducted by the SEC. Now, what we saw post the last Sunshine Act meeting, which took place on the Thursday just gone, was the deceasement or the dropping of the litigation and lawsuits that were brought against various cryptocurrency players like Coinbase, OpenSea, and Robinhood. They have now all been dismissed. And that's what these Sunshine Act meetings are about, discussing current affairs of the SEC and what to do moving forwards. So despite the crappy price action, there's some really great news coming out. And actually, we have another Sunshine Act that we're going to get into taking place this Thursday, and XRP specifically has been listed as a topic. So there was a meeting, just to give you a little bit of context here. There was a Sunshine Act meeting that took place behind closed doors. It was announced, of course, and this is conducted by the SEC. Since then, this is Brian Armstrong tweeting, after years of litigation, millions of taxpayer dollars spent, and irreparable harm done to the country, we've reached an agreement with the SEC staff to dismiss their litigation against Coinbase once approved by the commission, which we're told is to be expected next week, being this week. This would be a full dismissal with a $0 in fines paid and zero charges to the business. There was also the dismissal of the OpenSea case. The SEC is closing its investigation into OpenSea. This is a win for everyone who is creating and building in our space. Trying to classify NFTs as securities would have been a step backwards, one that misrepresents the law and slows innovation. Now, this is obviously OpenSea is an NFT platform. Coinbase is a cryptocurrency exchange. And they were trying to, or the SEC was trying to call these cryptocurrencies securities and claiming that Coinbase were essentially selling unregistered securities. So if they've dropped the case, then that means they've kind of dropped the security aspect. And we'll look at what's coming up this Thursday and the ramifications this has. We will look at some price action. Ignore short-term price action, guys. Focus on that bigger pattern. Also, today, and another rollback by the SEC Enforcement Division, the agency is closing its investigation into Robinhood per the company. Will Uniswap be next? We'll see. One very interesting thing that is to come this Thursday, and really why I'm making this video, is another Sunshine Act meeting. The SEC will hold another Sunshine Act meeting on February the 27th. This time, XRP is directly mentioned in relation to documents for discussion at the meeting. Now, isn't this interesting? Isn't it interesting that on the back end of the prior one, we've seen a load of cases that have been brought forward by the SEC against the industry dropped, and actually going into this one, the matters to be considered: Commissioners' Counsel to the Commissioners, the Secretary to the Commissioners, and recording secretaries will attend the closed meeting. Certain staff members who have an interest in the matter also will be present. But this is the kind of memorandum. This is from the Federal Reserve or the Federal Register. Sorry, not the Federal Reserve. This is in regards to the Sunshine Act meeting that's taking place this Thursday at 2 p.m. That'll be Washington time, I believe. And it says here, self-regulatory organization statement of the terms of substance of the proposed rule change. Now, this is interesting. The CBOE exchange is filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission a proposed rule change to list and trade shares of the Bitwise XRP ETF under BZX rule, commodity-based trust shares. The text of the proposed rule change is also available on the exchange's website, at the exchange office of the Secretary at the Commission Public Relief Room. It then goes on to say a self-regulatory organization statement of the propose of and the statutory basis for the proposed rule change. It talks about the purpose, and it talks ultimately about what they want to happen. So this is huge. Just putting two and two together, obviously on the back end of the last Sunshine Act, we've seen a hell of a lot of good news and kind of cases get dropped, which there is still an ongoing case with the SEC and, of course, Ripple, Brad, and Chris. This, of course, has huge ramifications for the whole industry, but certainly XRP. And it looks more and more likely that this is essentially going to get done away with. in regards to an XRP ETF, rather interestingly, also very relevant to this situation. This is CoinShares report. Now, these guys track every single week flows into the cryptocurrency space through exchange traded vehicles. So it could be ETPs, it could be ETFs globally. And despite there being a overall outflow, so further outflows of 508 million follow uncertainty on tariffs and monetary policy, you'll notice that XRP led inflows to the tune of 38.3 million, having now seen 819 million of inflows since mid-November, talking 3 months ago, reflecting investors' hope that the SEC will drop its lawsuit. Now, with this Sunshine Act, where this is going to be directly a topic of discussion and coming on the back end of the prior Sunshine Act meeting, they've dropped a load of cases. This could be it, guys. I'll talk about price action and kind of relate it in just a second. You can see in regards to XRP, it really is just standing out. I mean, it really saw the most inflows. Also, only trailing behind Ethereum and, of course, Bitcoin in regards to monthly flows. And year-to-date flows, it's got over a fifth of Ethereum's flows. And, of course, AUM, it's significantly behind. The multi-asset flows really doing quite well. But it also goes on to say, interestingly, altcoins continue to see inflows, with XRP leading the pack once again with inflows of $38 million. XRP has now seen 819 million of inflows since mid-November. And obviously this is talking about then the SEC lawsuit, which we're likely about to get clarity on because they're meeting specifically in regards to all of this. And we've looked at what came out of the last meeting that they had. So it's an exciting time. I really want people to stop focusing on short-term price action because there's not a lot you can do with it. First of all, I don't believe that really anybody, and I've watched some of the best traders I know not do too well when it comes to trading the cryptocurrency space on a short-term basis. Really should be focused on being an investor and the bigger time frames and what's taking place. And we've continued, and we've stated for a long time, we continue to state that we have a $19.27 XRP price. It looks a lot more likely than when we were saying it down in the 40 sort of cents range. Of course, it's progressed nicely. Today, XRP is at $2.44. And really all it did, and we were expecting this, was running to an all-time high. This is your 2018 or 2017 bull market, really all-time high of $3.20 sort of cents. And you've really just ran into that today and are pulling back from it, which was always to be expected. If you look at how markets will typically take a high, they'll run at it, reject off of it, and it will act as resistance, and then they'll break through it with momentum, which could be coming on the back end of some fundamental news. We'll see what comes out post the Sunshine Act. There's likely going to be news and clarity more broadly, certainly on a topic that they have openly acknowledged they're discussing, which of course is XRP. Interestingly, also talking about, if you look at how markets typically take highs, look at what happened the last time. And we essentially said a 2017 repeat was coming, and it's here. The last time you ran into an all-time high, you pulled back before then seeing that continuation. And that's exactly the phase or the stage where you are today, guys. And it's brutal. The cryptocurrency space is inherently volatile. If you want those big ROIs, that unfortunately comes with volatility. But you will push through this, in my opinion, certainly get to $19, and then we can see where we go from there. You know, that's just what we have a technical merit for. I do actually think there's a good chance that it goes significantly higher than that, because I honestly believe that the likes of XRP and XLM are going to play a key role in enabling the internet of value that we're on the cusp of. Okay, nobody's really came out publicly and said that, barring a few. But if you look at what their actions are, there's an enabling and a working with the likes of Ripple to actually utilize and use DLT technology, of course, in this case being XRP. So despite this somewhat crappy price action, there are genuinely brighter days ahead of us. Certainly if you focus on the bigger timeframes, things look good. And even on the smaller timeframes, all you've done is run into an all-time high and having a bit of a pullback. And I do think this is just going to lead to continuation. It's very common when you run into an all-time high that you pull back. That's all you're doing here. Remember, we have the bigger pattern that's taking you to $19.27. So very excited to see how this week unfolds. We also have a subcommittee on digital assets taking place on Wednesday. We'll be streaming that for you guys. That'll be around 7:30 UK time. hang in there, guys. You got to be in it to win it. Ultimately, the cryptocurrency space is inherently volatile. That's what we're seeing right now. We've survived this month alone, and you guys have survived this month alone. The largest ever hack that took place just on Friday, and we've done quite well as a result of all of that, I think. We've survived the largest ever rug pull, being what took place with the Argentina president and that whole debacle. And we've survived the largest liquidation event of that $2 billion, which was, of course, more than FTX and the March 2020 spills. And we're still here. We're still fighting. The market still looks in good health and shape. I'm ultimately holding XRP to get to that $19.27 price prediction, and then I'll likely take some off. But yeah, a lot of fundamental sort of drivers coming that sees continuation from a price point of view. And technically, we don't think things look bad at all. You've just ran into an all-time high. You're pulling back. You'll likely get that continuation in time. Hopefully, we'll be proven right. Remember, nothing is a guarantee. Invest in the crypto space at your own peril. That's it from me, guys. I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks for watching, as always. And I'll see you all in the next one.
Well, guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for like, sharing, and subscribing and super chat. And we will see what happens this Friday with the XRP. But it's your main man, BTM, signing out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat. And as always, let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. And I might set up a Caspa stream later or this evening. Let me know if you guys want to do Caspa or not. And definitely going to be something. What is this, Pip? Will be interesting to see XRP's moved on the market. Definitely going to be interesting. XRP might bring us some serious money, Pip. Have a good evening. Thank you. Some rest, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Peace out.